Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking Joe Thunder podcast. And we got the latest and greatest in hip hop and cannabis for y'all. We got graffiti, we got lowriders, we got chicks, we got MCs, we got beats, we got folk and everything. We got weed, Be Good Weed, that good weed. Real quick, shout out to our official sponsor, Be Good Dispensary over there on 11 West Hampton. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? And if you're on 120th across the highway from Boondocks, you can check them out as well. But we got another banger for you today. Your boy JoeThunder ain't stopping. We keeping it pushing. And we bring you that straight heat. We got a cat right here from the Midwest, graffiti writer, graffiti bomber, trained, painter, motherfucking. If you know anything about graffiti, you definitely seen his fucking trains somewhere, because this fool gets down. We got Emork in the motherfucking building. What's up, G?
Hey, straight from Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee. Yeah, we talked last time. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, right? Don't they have a statue downtown?
The bronze fawns, yeah.
The bronze fawns, and is that right in the middle of town or what?
Yeah, it's got a bunch of shit on it. Usually, there's a bunch of fucking seagulls pooping on it.
Oh shit!
People taking pictures next to it.
Crazy, man. So you in Denver just chilling?
Just chilling out here to see Scream. Actually, he's playing at the Black Box. He's got 2 nights sold out. That should be a heater.
What kind of musician is your?
UK dubstep OG.
Oh shit!
He's a legend.
Hell yeah!
So that'll be a treat. But I'm also out here just to paint, trying to catch some trains, trying to catch some walls.
And that's what we were saying. Trains are your specialty, right?
Oh yeah.
You got a love for the.
I've painted trains in just about every state that I've gone to.
Okay.
And yeah, I like trains. They travel. I don't know. There's like some history to it. It's different than painting a wall. It's gonna go somewhere to fucking, I don't know, a farm, maybe a city. You never know where the fuck it's gonna go. It may never come back.
Yeah, you were telling me you seen one of your trains going across Lake Michigan.
Yeah, this dude sent me a picture of one of my hoppers on a barge in the middle of Lake Michigan. Like, I've never seen a train on a fucking boat before.
Neither have I.
Yeah, exactly. You never know where a train's gonna go. That's what I like about them.
That's wild. And you're down with a couple crews, right?
Yeah, TKO, CTW. Everybody knows about TKO. Some may not know about CTW. CTW is like an old school freight crew from Milwaukee. They also smashed Milwaukee a lot in the 90s and the early 2000s. And they put me down a couple years ago. Rest in peace, my homie Son. He passed away a little bit after I got put down.
R.I.P.
Yeah, buddy. He's still out there, though.
Yeah, all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hold down his old spot for him, that's for sure.
That's dope, bro. So let's go back like how it kind of all started, man. Kind of grew up in Southern Florida, right?
Yeah, that's where it all started.
How was it growing up as a youngster, bro?
Good, I grew up in Broward County. That's where...
I want to rock, I want to rock, I want to rock, I want to rock. Come on. I was gonna remix it and do another song, but I'm talking about Luke and 2 Live Crew. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
Move something. Yeah. I used to love those fucking. I don't know how old you are, but I'm a little older. But like, even though 2 Live Crew and Luke were on some different shit, they had some dope music. They have timeless music. Not everyone does, but there's songs that they have in their cat like Move Some. That shit go hard. The Mama Juanita, you know what I mean? All that crazy shit, bro.
Yeah, that's a little bit before my time.
Right. I know.
But yeah, I grew up with like a lot of electronic music, but my family is all a bunch of fucking hippies. So
They into the Grateful Dead or what?
Yeah, Grateful Dead, Fish, whatever it might be, but they're all a bunch of fucking hippies. I'm not the outcast.
You're different?
Yeah, a little different.
So, like you said, what was it kind of like? What was it like growing up in Florida? How did you kind of first get introduced to hip hop?
Well, I don't know. I lived in kind of like the western area of South Florida, and it's kind of like Everglades. So anytime I came
shit.
to like the city and got to kick it out there and explore, I'd see graffiti or whatever, and I'd always be like, oh, okay, you know, I want to try doing that. But, you know, it took a while to catch on. And
Well, it definitely does. It practice makes perfect.
yeah, it wasn't until after I left Florida, really, that I really started painting, though.
What was the first name you were catching tags with?
Oh, I used to write some real dumb shit that nobody could even understand.
Just a bunch of letters?
Yeah, and then I ended up switching names because I got caught up, and I stuck with an old name that I used to write in South Florida, Emork. And back when everybody started seeing me, you know, paint all these like the Buck 50s out there, MSG, all those big name dudes that are really running it nowadays. They said, "Oh, what are you writing Emork for, bro? That's Chrome backwards. You trying to diss the homie?" So I talked to Chrome, and he gave me the okay. And that
Why did they think you were trying to diss him?
Because that's like an old school, you know, graph diss is to like write somebody's name backwards.
I've actually heard that. Like someone was talking. I want to say the Chicago cats were talking about like when they would diss people, they would write their name and write it backwards, like the people they're dissing.
That's what they say. That it's like an old school Chicago diss. I don't know if that it actually originated from there. Chicago cats got a little bit of ego sometimes. I can tell you that.
So they there's like some little kind of skirmishes about that, but he gave you the blessing to write that.
Yeah. And I think I hadn't ever painted with him before, you know, but I did catch up with him one time, and he was about it. He doesn't care. he
Right.
knew that I wasn't trying to diss him. I was just a little kid fucking trying to grab a name at the time.
How young were you when you came up with that name?
Shit. Probably like 14, 15 maybe. But like I said, I didn't come back to the name
Right.
again till maybe I turned fucking like 18, 19.
Do you remember how you originally came up with it though?
There was somebody in the neighborhood that was writing like EMOK or like EMOC.
Emorc.
Something dumb like that. And I was just like practicing, you know, some fucking dumbass tags as a little toy would do. And I was like, oh, I'll try writing his name with a fucking R. I have no idea. But it stuck after a while, I guess.
And you kind of had it, left it for a while, then came back.
It came back to me. Just like my trains always fucking do.
Right. That's what we're talking about. You see your trains, you know, constantly getting DMs, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty tight. The bigger you go, the more you put out, the more you're gonna get back from it. I mean, you do a couple cars a year, you're probably never gonna see them again.
Right.
You do 100, probably see, you know, maybe 25 of them. So you really got to put numbers out there.
No, for sure. Now, when you paint trains, do you like going with people, or you like going solo dolo, or?
A little bit of both, honestly. I like dragging my homies out to paint and stuff. I like painting with the older homie third, because he'll show me little things here. I'll catch on.
Yeah, shout out.
New stuff like that. Yeah, he's always taught me a fucking ton of shit. But yeah, I like painting with like the close homies. Really, other than that, I like painting by myself.
Right.
I don't have to drag anybody out, but you know, when you're out there by yourself, it's like, hey, should other people be out here? Probably not. I'd rather be here by myself.
Right. Now, when you're painting by yourself, do you tend to go bigger, or do you kind of keep it, you know, average size, regular size?
I tend to not care. So I'll go bigger, I'll go smaller. Other people will have a plan. I'll just put paint together in my bag, and I just go and say I have enough paint to do a spell out. I'm gonna do a spell out. Maybe I came there to do a piece, and I'm gonna do, just some crew shit. I don't like to go to the yard too often with a set plan, because maybe I'll get like a really nice car or something.
Yeah, kind of. You never know what's going to be in the train yard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And the spots that I paint, I don't like the be racist to trains. We'll call it that.
You paint whatever?
I'll paint it all. I don't know about a tanker, really. I don't like paint tankers.
Right.
Other than that, I'll paint just about all of it. I'll paint your mom's caboose.
Right. Have you where's some of the best cities to catch trains, like, or where you've like you some of your favorites where you like to go to paint trains?
I like my spot.
Just where you're from?
Like, I go to other people's spots and I'm like, oh, this is such a sick spot. But there's always something, And then when I go back to my spot, I'm grateful.
Right.
Real grateful what I got. And my crew, CTW's been holding down that spot for so long, so I gotta hold that spot down. And
you got to give me a spot, though, besides your spot in a different state. Like, I always think, like, I never paint it, but, like, the Kansas City train shit, it just looks so big and it's so long, and it's like you could go in, there's a million places where you could kind of go in and get some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if I actually have ever painted in Kansas City, now that you say that.
That thing's huge, bro. You're driving like 10 minutes and it's still nothing but trains, and it looks like 100 deep, you know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest yard I've ever seen, bro. Like,
I know I like painting trains out here in Colorado. It's always a treat. But, pretty much anywhere I go, I'm going to catch a car. So it's not necessarily where my favorite spot is. It's like that experience,
right.
But, yeah, I like my spot. Stay the fuck out of my spot.
Yeah, you're not welcome. For real. What are some of your favorite trains to paint? What do you like catching?
You can always catch me on a hopper, but if I see a clean tee box in the yard, if I see, a clean box car in general.
Can you explain to me real quick what a hopper is?
A hopper is a train. Some of them have tops, some of them don't, but they get filled from the top and they get emptied from the bottom. So
kind of like grain and maybe coal?
Grain, all kinds of shit. Yeah, grain, coal, a lot of plastic cars we paint. Yeah, like a lot of anything that you could put in a train, then they can transport. They're gonna fucking do it.
Right. Have you ever hit a reefer?
Yeah. What I want to get is one of those new Linux cars, though. Those are sick.
Maybe we'll go drive around and see if we can find you one, because they're here, bro. And they just hit them the other night. I know the homies, like,
fuck
they're nice and clean,
I've gotten, Armins, I've gotten Cryos, I've gotten those BNSF Icicle cars. Those are fucking sick, too. But yeah, I get a lot of box cars and hoppers. That's my shit.
When I was in LA last time, I was going to the homie spot in Huntington Beach, and if you go the back way, there's the actual lineage fucking factory right there. I'd take a picture of it real quick and send it to the homie, you know what I mean?
What is that, in Vernon?
No, it's
near there?
Right by South Central.
Okay, yeah.
I want to say it's right off of like kind of Slauson, and it's that back fucking street. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I was out there last month.
How was that?
That was tight. We caught a car up by the fucking LA River, daytime. Not every city can you go and paint a train daytime. LA is one of those places you surely can.
I was gonna say, I seen a video the other day, and it was cats that were painting the train, and it's like right in the kind of like the fashion, kind of past the fashion, and you know how they're just like on the side, and it's literally like in the city, like they're just painting the train right there. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
I know how to get there, but I don't know the streets.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? If I'm on San Pedro, you just go down, boom, right in there. And I remember, we were painting all kinds of shit right there. You know what I mean? It was crazy. LA's a different beast, right?
It sure fucking is. Get arrested, and they just write you a little ticket and tell you to be on your way. It's like, okay. Or you get stopped by the cops and they just check you. They say, "What's good? Are you all right?"
Yeah, exactly. You guys good? Yeah, we're good. All right. I seen that right downtown, and I mean, we were deep. There was like 8 or 10 of us, fool, and like the cop just kind of looked, and that's what he said. Are y'all all right? Homie's like, yep. He's like, all right. And he
they seem pretty chill about it. It kind of reminds me of back when Detroit was just like no holds barred.
Yeah, we were
Everybody
talking
was
about
just
that.
painting fucking everything. That was wild.
I never made it out there. Did you ever do any daredevil shit out there? Because there's some crazy ass spots. Like,
No, I never really caught any like crazy spots. Everybody went out there and was like, "Oh, let's do pieces." And I was just like, I thought it was legal to paint graffiti here, so I just hit up the highway, broad daylight.
hell yeah. And like you were saying earlier, so you moved to Wisconsin, right? And
Wisconsin, yeah. I left South Florida for Wisconsin.
that's when you kind of started getting more into graffiti.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I lived out in like southern Wisconsin, so I was like, okay, well,
Is that like the city, or is that the sticks?
Oh, it's like fucking cornfields.
Okay.
And shit like that. But that's why I had to move to Milwaukee. It's the only city in Wisconsin that I could really go to and do graffiti. So. Do
you ever remember Cuckoo Cow?
No.
Nah, he's from Milwaukee. He's a rapper.
Okay.
He had a song called Mob Projects. I remember he was big when like we had the All-Star game here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about too many.
Are you not really a
rappers?
Person?
I mean, I am and I'm not. I just listen to what I listen to, and I'm not like into like the little rap scenes and stuff like that.
Right. You listen to music when you're painting, or not? When you're doing trains, or are you more on the lookout?
I'm usually watching things. I paint in a pretty bad area of the city, and
are there hoods in
things happen?
Milwaukee? Like bad neighborhoods?
Definitely. Milwaukee's like the most segregated city in America. They say something like that. So, you got your blacks here, you got your whites there, you got your Spanish people down here. It's it's a trip.
What's it like painting in Milwaukee? Like you said, you have to pace yourself because you don't want to burn yourself up, because then you'll get caught up, right?
Yeah, Milwaukee's a pretty small city, so there's not a lot of bombing going around. You really need to pace yourself, and otherwise you're going to get caught up real quick, because you're going to be the only person that's painting anything in the city. And the people that have been in Milwaukee, they kind of already know that. There's seasons to paint for some of these people. I paint all season, but I know how to pace myself. So,
how far are you guys from Chicago?
2 hours, I'd say. I don't really fuck with Chicago.
No, why not?
Nah, I don't know. There's a lot of people that I just ain't cool with out there. Yeah, keep it that way. You fuckers stay down there.
You'll stay where you're at, right?
Pretty much.
You've been traveling a lot, no?
Yeah, I've been all over the place. If there's a chance, I'll can hop in somebody's car and just fucking head out of town for a couple days. I usually do that. Or lately, I've been just hopping on some planes and catching out real quick for a couple days, catch some spots, and come back home, get back to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you start taking it serious, how did you kind of start elevating your game? Like, what made you say I'm gonna start taking it serious and putting in work?
Well, I got schooled. I got lucky. I'll tell you that much. I grew up in Milwaukee. There's not a lot of painters around there, so eventually you're gonna paint with somebody who's probably either been doing it for a while or you're just gonna be stuck around a bunch of toys. And I got lucky enough to start painting with people that are actually elevating, like you said. And they kind of pointed me in the right direction. Had me take a little back step,
Sometimes you gotta take a step back.
They say, bro, stop being so wild and learn some fonts. Learn some letters.
Is that a problem nowadays? I think it is nowadays. Like, people are too wild and doing way too much and trying to like flip it with all those distractions.
I think that it all really depends where you are in the world and what kind of style you want to do. But I mean, nobody's gonna be able to read your shit if.
Right. I don't know if you've seen the homie on the video, Teo, but he's down with the crew, and his shit's different. And he does have a lot of stuff going on, but he's not from here. He's from Europe. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he
see
makes
his
it look
stuff
tight.
And then you go, wait, is that a letter? But you can still read his stuff. I feel.
Right.
And I think that's a real big thing. Even if your stuff is super fucking wild, you should be able to read it a little bit.
You really got to stick to the basics. And then build on that. Like you said, get the fonts down. Get 5 or 6 dope fonts down.
Yeah, and then build them and stretch them.
Exactly. Start adding your little doodads and whatever the fuck you want to, your bells and whistles and all that shit.
But I know at a certain point, it's good to get far away from fonts. Once you figure it out.
After you figure it out.
Because if you stay with the fonts for too long, you get in this like realm where even if you go to do other letters, you start just sticking to the basics of like sign painting. So it's good to switch it up.
Hell yeah. So how did you get down with TKO?
I got down with TKO through Boke, rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. He's a good person, man. Good dude.
Yeah, Boke is
How'd you meet him?
He sure was something, I'll tell you what. We just rolled out there to Omaha one year, and he was on probation at the time, so he couldn't really leave. But we went and kicked it out there with him for, I think, like a weekend it was. And that dude showed us so much fucking love.
Right.
Boy sent me home with fucking Cuban cigars for me and my dad to smoke and shit. Took us out fucking, eat, whatever, paint. He just showed us, like, hey, like, that was when we first got down with TKO and was more of like, damn, bro, this is how we're going to get treated every city we go to.
So you guys are already down?
Yeah.
And then you went out to Omaha. It was like one of the first places you wanted to go to.
Well, the more cities you go to see crew, the more you're like, okay, all the homies are like this.
Right.
We're not just some of them are super cool. They can take care of you. It's like, shit, we went to Paint Louis this year. Fucking homie out there pays for the entire crew to eat barbecue. It must have been $100 a plate for everybody that was there.
Damn.
Put us up in Airbnbs for the weekend too. It's like our homies take care of each other. That's what's up.
Right. So how did you guys initially get down though with TKO?
We knew Essay from Detroit. Essay was traveling back and forth from Chicago a lot.
Right.
And we were actually out there. Me, Third, and Lakai were in a crew from Chicago. And, we're not in that crew anymore, but being in that crew pointed us in a lot of different directions, and we ended up meeting a lot of other people.
Right.
So.
And you said at that time Detroit was on fire. Like you said, it was kind of almost legal to paint there. What was the kind of little rule you were saying?
They said some. I don't know if
It might be a myth.
if it was real or what, but something like if you were making something look better than it,
If you're beautifying it.
beautifying it. Like I don't know, but I was about it. Gave me an excuse to go out there and paint. But those locals, they had it hit in a different way.
For real, huh?
Yeah, that boy Essay, he had the city on smash when we went out there.
And not that it's hard, but I mean, you got to figure everything is bombed the fuck up, so he's probably amped it up to the fullest, right?
Yeah, definitely. At the least, the TKO, TCK, they were definitely up when I went out there.
And then you said kind of one of your OGs is Third, right? How'd you meet him?
I met Third also through that crew from Chicago that we were all in, and it was kind of a thing. You know, you're in this crew, you're in the same crew. Like you guys should paint. You're from the same city, so I got lucky meeting him. That's for sure.
And how long have you known him?
It's like probably like almost 8 years now.
And he's been killing trains for a minute.
Yeah, he's been killing trains for probably 10, 15, 10 years before I even met him.
Mm-hmm.
Steady.
What kind of got you really into painting trains? Was that the only option or the main option?
No, I just always liked trains. Like when I grew up as a kid, fucking grandma gives you some pennies to go put on the tracks or some dumb shit.
Right.
And I don't know, trains would go by, I'd be like, damn. And I always had a thing about, like, transportation. I like seeing things move, like, fast and just, like, where's this going next kind of thing. So.
Have you ever had any close calls with trains? Because, like you said, those motherfuckers move fast, and they're definitely unpredictable.
No, I personally have not. But I know a lot of other people that have had some close calls. I know, you see a worker in the yard, you stay the fuck out. Or get the fuck out. You see an engine in the yard, you get out the fucking yard. There's no point to risk your life, hiding underneath a train to get ran over. Or some of these people that are painting like live lines. And there's a train that's going behind them, but they just continue to paint. It's like, just wait for that piece of wood to poke out and smash you in the head, kill you.
For real, it could happen in a second, man. What else are some rules that you don't do in the train yard, bro?
Shit, I hate to put rules in the train yard, but mainly like toys keep out. That's my main one. And I'll tell everybody that, but...
Have you had to chase anyone out the yard, or what? Have you had to knuckle up?
Yeah, there's been some things that I've had to do, keep people out my spot. And I think it's known, stay out. This is a TKO spot. But, I don't know. Yeah, nothing too crazy, smash some windows, put some people in the hospital.
It's always a fucking...
Train beef is lame. It's better to just get it in person.
For real. Have you ever had anyone like diss you like across the United States? Some shit like that, you know what I mean?
By the time you get one of my cars that's like across on the other side of the state, it's like, go ahead, we want to try and diss my shit. It's already all the way over here.
Right.
People are painting highway spots or, doing legal walls, wasting all this time and money, and shit's just getting buffed. My shit's traveling across states, see twice as full, way more people.
For real. It's gonna last much more longer, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, cross me out and see what happens.
You don't want to find out.
I'm gonna get all your cars.
All of them.
All of them. And your homies' cars too.
What's is there anything that really bugs you or pet peeve that people do? You know what I mean?
A little fucking paint on the ground. Leave paint on the ground or stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing their girls to the yard. that one kind of gets to me.
What if she's fine though, and her titties are all?
Like, fucking go see her after you're done painting. No need to bring that in there.
Hey, didn't a bunch of homies go up to Milwaukee like within the last year?
Yeah, we had like the whole fucking crew out there.
I miss that shit.
Besides, maybe 20. So there were probably at least 30 people out there painting. We had different little groups going, different little areas of the city. But then we kind of had to be a little quiet after that for a little while. Because like I said, Milwaukee is a city like that where you kind of have to know your limits.
Don't get too greedy.
Yeah, if you want to be around, I mean, or if you want to just keep changing your name, there's people that do that too. But
hey, what about that big ass roller? I know Maker posted a little video of it the other day. Talk about that. How long did that take? Because that thing looks huge.
the one that was on the silos?
I want to say the one I heard it took forever to get there. It took like it was like a couple miles or some shit off the train tracks.
Oh yeah, that was a really, really good spot. I definitely didn't think that
Is it still riding?
they would have done a roller there. Nah, that got buffed, relatively quickly. But from that trip, geez, there's a billboard that's been riding for 2 years. The homie Maker actually did a highway sign that was ran for 6 months. That was like fucking unheard of. But yeah, that roller was a dope spot. Third brought them out there. That was like one of the 4 or 5 little groups, and I took Forms, the Billboard killer,
For real, he is.
to go catch a billboard. Shit, I even doubted him, honestly.
I
And you know
got a
what?
good story about Forums.
He ended up getting this billboard that I was like, nah, I don't know if you could get that one, bro. It might be hard. Sure enough, 2 seconds later, he's already up there.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, it's still riding till this day.
Nice. Now, I got a little Forum story, bro. When he was here in town, kind of took him to go do a billboard right across from Invesco. And he got the one that he wanted, the best one. And like you said, he was up that motherfucker in like 2 seconds. And he seen the cops, like, from a couple blocks away coming. I guess these fools called the cops or some shit. And, like, how do I explain it? He seen him, finished his shit up, you know what I mean? Got down the pole. He was already a mile away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm, like, going to kind of pick him up, going in the parking lot, and the cops are coming out, so I look sus as a motherfucker, you know what I mean? And he fucking drops me the fucking boom, 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 and I'm like, how are you already that far?
Yeah, he's a quick one, that's for sure. That's actually that's my cousin. I don't know, he's probably like my 10th cousin, like a real far out there, but
He's connected in some kind of way.
some kind of way, yeah.
Hey, you ever pull off any billboards?
A couple. I'm not too much of a billboard person, but
Is it the heights
when
or what?
when I was out in LA, I had to get a billboard.
You did?
I did. I got one with Jackal and Hurl.
Where at? You know?
Shit, I don't know, but it was like pretty early in the day or pretty early in the night, maybe like 9 or 10. And I don't know, we parked up in this Burger King, just fucking threw up the ladder and bam, just knocked out the whole billboard, big ass TKO.
That's dope.
Jackal has some real good letter math for that kind of stuff. He really can knock out fucking whatever, you know.
He knocked out a sick one and still running here.
Yeah.
A big ass TKO. Yup.
Fuck yeah. He's a heavy hitter, that's for sure.
Right.
That's the TKO legend of like the year, whatever.
I had a little. Yeah, we went on a little mission, bro. It was rough, but we made it. And then we could have went the easy way. You ever been on one of those? Where like to get there, you go through all this fucking bullshit to get there, and then when you leave, you just go this way and you're fucking on the other where you're at, and it's like, damn, we could have went this way the first time.
Yeah, that definitely happens sometimes.
I was walking up hills, climbing fences, you know what I mean? All kinds of dumb shit, bro. I hit this tree and these spiders fucking came on me and ate me all up real quick. It was wild.
That kind of reminds me of a story for you with my boy Lakai. It's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday, Lakai.
Shout out. Happy birthday.
That man, it was me, Lakai, and a little homie that was trying to paint with us at the time. And we were going to climb out onto the highway and paint one of these sound walls. Well, in order to get there, we had to jump over a fence. Should have just had fucking some cutters and fucking clipped that fence. But, yeah, Lakai got caught up on the fence, fell, broke his arm.
Ooh.
And we had to have the little homie come pick him up on the side of the freeway. That was a bad night.
Yeah, doesn't sound good whenever you break anything.
Driving him to the hospital fucking screaming.
Hey, when you were in LA, did you notice that there's holes everywhere? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, like holes in fences?
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh, yeah. There's little fucking groundhogs everywhere you look.
Yep. The homie's like, we're going to jump the fence right over here. Like, but if you go right there, there's a hole. They go right down to the side. Every place got access, huh?
There's holes and hose and fucking...
boats and hose.
Yeah, LA is definitely different. I'll tell you what.
It's a different mentality.
Yeah. Not like any other city that I've been to, that's for sure.
Right. And it's different, probably even different now. You know what I mean? We're not going to really talk about it, but you know what I mean?
Ah, yeah. You know, I'm glad that I got out there and got to get my little ins in the competition that we had going on for a little while.
Ins and out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, you know, probably better that way, you know?
Yep. Hey, you got any crazy chase stories?
Crazy chase stories. Jeez, there's so many, and it's hard to get them to come to mind. Ooh, but the one comes to mind in particular. I want to say it was in 2016. When did like weed really pop off recreational wise out here?
I don't even remember, bro.
Okay, well I'm pretty sure it was 2016 that me, Third, and another homie at the time came out here. And we met up with the crew. I might have been one of the first times painting with the whole Denver squad out here. And we're going to go paint some freights with the homie BGN. And as we're walking into one of the spots, fucking cops light us up before we even get close to the fucking train. End up running. I think... one of the homies ended up hiding inside of a garbage can for like 3 hours. I ended up just fucking roaming around in a neighborhood after running for probably an hour. And the homie Third, I guess he drank one of those lean bottles, the THC lean.
Right.
He said he slept on the tracks and waited for the cops to just leave. That was a good story, but I didn't really give you too good of a story there because we're kind of some blunts deep.
Nah, I get it. You probably don't have like, you know what I mean? I'm sure you have chasers, but you're probably just see kind of just what's the random crazy shit you see painted in the trains? Just
Oh, I got a good one for you there. One time, me and Lakai were painting our spot, and we're painting probably halfway through our pieces, and I turn around and I see a red dot coming down the tracks.
real quick, what's the red dot? That's the actual, like the train police, right?
No, someone with a gun. Yeah, with like a laser point.
Okay.
So we were kind of like, shit, we knew where we're at. It's a bad area or whatever. So dude's walking up, and it turns out that he doesn't have a fucking gun. He's got a fucking little baby laser pointer. So I'm like, what are you doing, bro? You here to just like scrap some metal or something like that? He's like, nah, I'm on some whole other shit. So we're like, whatever. We keep painting. Probably 20 minutes later, dude is driving a Bobcat down the train tracks, and he must have just stole it. But yeah, he just rolled right through the yard. You know, he I guess he didn't blow it up, so that was cool.
Right. Hey, you got any kind of advice? I know what you're gonna say. New cats getting into the game, wanting to do graffiti.
Just probably like don't. Just like don't get into graffiti. Go get a job or some shit. Just let us do that. But nah, for real, if you're gonna try to learn how to like paint, you should get in with the older generation before the older generation isn't around anymore.
No, for sure.
And learn from the older cats.
We always ask cats if they any kind of like tips or tricks that you used to do back in the day, whether it's like making paint, markers, racking, any kind of shit like that. Kind of maybe like you know what I mean? Because shit wasn't always accessible.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always hustled and made money, and then was able to buy whatever I needed. So I had little tips and tricks. I don't know, like get better paint. If you're gonna like go that far and actually try to paint.
What kind of paint what's your go-to paint?
I mean, I paint with Rusto, but I mainly paint with dope cans. That was my go-to for a long time. But yeah, whatever you can paint with, fucking figure it out. If you suck, then figure it out. Yeah.
Practice.
Practice. Yeah.
You gotta practice.
Get a fucking
practice.
a pencil and a paper and practice. Learn where to practice. That's a good one. Maybe go under a bridge and stay down there for a while until you can figure it out. Or go hit the street, I guess. I don't know.
Just put in some work.
Yeah, get your name out there.
All right, we're going to take a little break, a little bathroom break, a little chronic break. We're going to be right back. Be right back.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back, and it's your boy JoeThunder, Emork, TKO, CTW. Man, yeah, you said you started smoking weed at an early ass age, huh?
Yeah, probably like 10, 8.
How'd you get introduced to weed that early, fool?
I don't know. I had older parents.
Actually, you said they were hippies, right?
Hippies, they're always smoking pot. And then all my brother and my sister, bad influences.
Were they older?
Yeah, they're both older than me.
You and those cats are always hanging out with the older kids,
Yeah, always hanging out with the older people. Started selling weed a little too young.
Was it the chronic or was it Reggie?
Oh, a little bit of everything, really. I think the first shit that we were really smoking was some straight brick.
Right. That brown.
Yeah. And we were just stealing it from the homie's brother. Just fucking breaking pieces off. Selling that shit.
And we were talking about this the other day. The
Nasty.
price of Reggie never went down. It was always like $50 an ounce. If you're lucky, 150 a QP.
Something like that. I don't know about.
Are those
like
Midwest prices a little more?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember back when I wasn't buying ounces of fucking Reggie. Fuck that. But yeah, like eighths of Reggie. I remember it being like $30.
Okay.
Like,
quarters have always been like 25.
Something like that.
You remember buying ounces of Reggie?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't smoke no Reggie.
Back in the day.
I stole it when I was a little kid. I didn't have any money. I was taking it from parents.
Did you get high the first
other
time?
kids present. Oh, man, I wish I could get high like I did the first time I got high. That's a trip.
That's when you know you got some good ass weed though.
Might
When
have
you
smoked
get
something else from Mexico back then. That first time I ever smoked, that might have been some weed with some fucking weird shit in it. 'Cause I sure got high. Nothing like I get high nowadays. That's for sure.
hell yeah. Hey, going back to painting and shit, we were talking. What are kind of like your top 3 trains, like you know, freights that you've kind of maybe hit? Do you have them or do you know?
I really like box cars. Favorite cars that I've painted?
Yeah, like I know you did the Scarface. You've done some other ones, you know.
I like these cars that me and Third did recently. These Halloween themed ones. We did some Simpsons whole cars recently, like 5 of them in a row.
5 in a row.
Not all in one day,
Oh, I
but
got
like
okay.
like
Back
knocked
to
them
back to
out.
back to
Yeah,
back to back
pretty
to
much
back.
every day we were catching one. So, and those are a lot.
How much paint does it typically take to do a whole car, bro? And how long?
It could take up to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. When Third's knocking out a character and I'm knocking out the roller, it's a little different though. It could take 4 hours, 5 hours. So
Because I can imagine your arms get tired, bro. I've done some rollers and that shit ain't no fun.
yeah, it's definitely a workout. Carrying the 5-gallon buckets into the yard and then fucking rolling out the paint for 2 hours. Maybe the workers come in, gotta run with the paint for a little while.
Fuck that. A paint stain.
Nah, I ain't leaving no 5-gallon bucket.
That's
the
heavy,
yard.
bro.
Yeah,
Fuck, they're
I
gonna
got
get
some
you.
muscles.
Shit. Hey, one thing you were talking about earlier is you get love from the factory workers that the trains are pulling up in, right? Can you explain that?
Yeah, not necessarily workers that work for the railroad all the
But
time.
no, that work for like the factories that are unloading all the supplies and all whatnot. Right? Talk about it.
Yeah, every once in a while, people will find your shit on like Instagram, a hashtag or whatever, and I'll get a random message in my DM. Hey, bro, I got a picture of your train in fucking Kansas, and then I'll get a picture of them like him taking some shit out of the car or something.
Unloading that bitch.
A lot of weird workers that work on the railroad that are like cool with graffiti.
You don't think so, but they are out there, right?
Yeah, like forklift workers. There's just like some, younger people that's just like, oh, I wonder what the hell this is on the train, and they kind of get into it.
Have you ever found any cool shit painted trains? Just some fucking shit that fell off the train?
Oh yeah, I've definitely found some like green beans that have come out of cars.
You said, well, hold up. What did you say? I thought you said green beans at first.
Yeah, some green beans, canned green beans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of canning companies out there that fill boxcars up, so every once in a while you'll find a little treat in the train yard, maybe some beer or a can of vegetables.
I know running around the train tracks in LA, like we were talking about, you see all kinds of. They're like Nike. They're like about 1,000 Nike shoe boxes just scattered everywhere. Just weird, crazy, random
You find
shit.
a whole Amazon car down on the tracks out there.
Hell yeah, man.
It's ridiculous.
Is there any places that you want to go painting that you haven't been in any other states or, even foreign lands?
I want to make it out to France. We got some TKOs out there that I want to meet up with. I want to go paint Cuba. That's definitely one of my
I don't know about that
my
one.
goals.
Cuba, huh?
Yeah, definitely need to make it out there. I'm Cuban, and my dad left.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay,
know,
makes sense then.
early when Fidel first fucking came, so he never wants to go back, but I kind of want to go there and fuck some shit up.
That's dope, man. Well, shit, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on by the podcast. We smoked probably way too much. Probably not.
Nah, I'm ready for another blunt.
Yep, we're about to roll up
take this
again.
fucking mask off. It's fucking hot. I thought it's supposed to be like colder in fucking Colorado.
It is. Open the windows, fool. You'll be like,
I don't know. Milwaukee's pretty cold right now.
hey, you guys are way more north. Shit. You know?
Yeah.
You have any kind of final thoughts, man, or any kind of, ending notes?
I don't know. We're going to go paint?
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
Gonna have to go do that shit. Go catch us Linux.
Yeah, I guess the homie Shoe left me some paint. Thank you, bro.
Shout out.
I'm going to go crush something out for you.
All right. Well, shit, there you have it. Your boy JoeThunder, Emork, TKO, CTW. We're out of here. Peace.